Okay.
Okay, so you mind if I record though, just to make sure I...
No, we're recording. You record. That's what.
So Patrick, can you just spell your name?
Patrick Von Dolan, P-A-T-R-I-C-K. Von Dolan, capital V-O-N, space capital D-O-H-L-E-N. This is David. I'm a board member on the San Antonio Government Corporation. I'm founding board member. Yeah, the president is, I'll give him a hard time. Unfortunately, he's not able to.
So tell me a little bit about
I had a friend send it to me and completely flabbergasted. Not completely surprised, but completely flabbergasted that they would have the audacity at this point in time to do that. Because it's a pure, politically motivated resolution. They are trying to rile up their base. The people who participated in that, Ron Mayor, and the 6 city councilmen who were here last Wednesday, are all hard Democrats. The hard Democrats are hard leftists, and progressives. They have done their level best to remove God from government, to remove what's truly good and right for individuals that helps the community, and turn it upside down to make people dependent on the government, to make us non-self-reliant, to be reliant on the government. And so one of the things that this resolution does is promote abortion as health care. That's not. Abortion is not health care. And it tells women a lie. The government has a duty and an obligation to promote what's life-giving. Life itself, women, families, good fatherhood, and that's what builds a good community. Without life, there's no future government.
Over here, lobby the council.
Okay, but I gotta go back to work. Okay, where do you work at? Okay, guys. All right, see you. Sorry, thanks for letting me share my story.
Yes, ma'am.
Your own lane.
It's involved.
Didn't she hear everything already? He's just repeating
They're politicizing. Any other time they would have said, the Supreme Court, we need to stick with the Supreme Court in their decision from 1973 on Roe v. Wade, to Planned Parenthood v. Casey. We got to stick with it. We got to live up to what the Supreme Court says. But when the Supreme Court has now overruled a bad decision in Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey and rolled them back, now they don't want to stand with the Supreme Court because it doesn't suit their agenda anymore. And so there's an election coming up in November. And they have a candidate on the ballot named Robert Francis O'Rourke who they want to get elected as governor. Because what they did here in the resolution promoting abortion and the ability and passing it tomorrow, they'll be able to use taxpayer funds to hire hired guns lobbyists to go to Austin and lobby the legislature to overturn the pro-life laws that exist for the trigger law on August 24th. The adoption will go into effect. Texas will become abortion-free instantly on August 24th because of those trigger laws. They want to go to Austin with our taxpayer money and lobby against our will. It's their agenda, their progressive agenda, that's motivating them to do this. So it's threefold. One is completely political, to rally and get their base motivated, their left base. Second is to make a statement in public and thumb their nose at the city of St. Anthony, all its residents, and to make it possible to use taxpayer funds or taxpayer-paid lobbying to go to Austin to lobby for abortion. And third is to mobilize the base to get them rallied to vote in November for a different governor than the one we have, for Robert Francis O'Rourke, who is adamantly an adamant proponent of abortion at any point in time of gestation. Well, we want to rile up the Missouri base in the sense that we want to make them aware. Unfortunately, and I appreciate you being out here. I think you're doing that and covering it. Hopefully, it gets covered in the media and it's printed in the ExpressNews. Because a lot of times we get canceled these days. The major media is known to cancel conservative voices, and they've canceled us for over a decade here in San Antonio. And so from that standpoint, I appreciate the San Antonio ExpressNews being here, and we hope it's published because we need people who do read the San Antonio ExpressNews and all the residents of San Antonio to see them, because 80% of the people in San Antonio are pro-life. And 70%, I can tell you from our work over the last 12 years and from doing that, people in San Antonio are pro-life. And 66% plus are Hispanic. And Hispanics are pro-life. They love their family. It's what makes San Antonio so great. And there's no family without life. When you kill a baby, you're destroying relationships, destroying women, you're destroying families. And so they're a family as a... Well, I would say because the city of San Antonio was founded on Christian principles, Judeo-Christian principles, and the virtue of charity. We're a city that loves. We're a city that right over here, this Franklin Delano Roosevelt monument right over here talks about the good neighbor. Are we going to be the good neighbor to all residents of San Antonio, even those that are sharing space, a woman who's pregnant, who can't be seen, those migrants who in 9 months will migrate out of the mom's body to breathe the free air? We want to make sure that those people might not all be conservatives, and they might not all lead ordinary lives. That's okay. We're here for the life, no matter who has conceived it, how they conceived it. We want what's truly healthiest for them. And the healthiest thing a woman can do is give birth to the baby she's carrying, because she's sharing space. Flabbergasted but not surprised, and just expected for them to do something. They've done it before, where the Paris Climate Accord was. They've gone so far as in 2017 as well. The mayor, Ron Nuremberg, and the council passed what's called a Compassionate City Charter resolution. That Compassionate City Charter resolution is, talk about unnecessary. We're a city that's founded on Judeo-Christian principles. And the part of that is charity. That's love. This city has been about love, its neighbor, from the inception, June 13th, 1691, to the founding of it in 1718. It's been built on that. It wasn't until Ron Nuremberg became mayor and he starts making moves to remove any form of government, not any form of the idea, the reality of God in government, and remove God from government to make it paganistic, socialist government, and you remove it. Then that's when you have to pass a Compassionate City Charter resolution, because with God comes charity, comes love, because God is love. And so when you remove God from government, you have to issue an official resolution like the Compassionate City Charter. Or what it does, it leads you on a path of demoralization and destruction, and that's where we end up today, or tomorrow I should say. We're going to pass a resolution under the guise of individual health care access promoting abortion. Well, in regards to pre-K for essay, that's great. It's a great idea, but it's not for the government to do. The city of San Antonio is in the business of infrastructure, streets and water, and utilities for the residents of San Antonio, not education. That was why conservatives weren't for pre-K for essay, is because the city government, under Julian Castro at the time, would get involved in the business of education. Moreover, that pre-K for essay does not come under the regulation authority of the State Board of Education. There's a problem with that, because they can promote whatever they want to promote to children. And so there's multiple problems with that idea of pre-K for essay. But you heard today in the press conference, we had Project Rachel represented, we had Allied Women's Center, Life Choices, and other San Antonio University Life, as well as San Antonio Family Association, represented here to spend lots of time and energy and raise revenue to help women with their prenatal care and their postnatal care, after delivery. And people have given and continue to give, and now's the time for them to step up more now than ever. And the state of Texas has just allocated $100 million more to help women in need for their prenatal care, for delivery, and after delivery, and do that. And also, there's a safe haven law that already exists, and that safe haven law is also known as the baby Moses law. Any woman up to 6 months after giving birth can take her child to a hospital or a fire station and give the baby to the state for the care, no questions asked. And so, that's the healthiest thing she can do is give birth to the baby she's carrying. And if she can't take care of it within 6 months, take it to the fire station or hospital, give it up for adoption. The state has funds already allocated, aside from the $100 million, to provide for the child for 18 years of its life and possibly find adoptive parents. So, well, when the speed limit says 55, people go, well, it's okay to go at least 55. And when we changed it to 70, there were people for and against going to 70 miles per hour on the highways. But yet, that's now the speed limit. So we can go 50. Laws imply morality, imply permission. And so when a government, whether it's the local government or the national government, put a law into place or a resolution in place that makes a statement, especially a political statement like this, they're conveying to its residents, its constituents, that this is good to do. And so that's the very basic premise of why it's so bad for them to do this tomorrow, because abortion is not health care. Abortion hurts women, kills children, destroys families. And so whether somebody wants to say it's political, we're standing out here or not, or I'm standing out here, it's not. We're doing it for the good of the individual, the good of the community, leads to long-term domestic prosperity. There is no prosperity without life, without strong marriages and strong families. This destroys all of that. And so they're making a statement, a public statement, saying this is okay, this is good, that abortion is good for women. It's not health care. And women are going to be confused about this. There's a lot of women, young women particularly, that look at the city government and say, if the government says it's okay, it's got to be okay. And that's the problem with them passing the resolution. Does that make sense? Well, I say wrong because they don't know. Because the major media, again, I appreciate the San Antonio ExpressNews being out here and covering it. I hope it gets printed in the paper. But too many people don't get the information, our side of it, because just like when I was setting up for the press conference today, I parked up here and to unload all the equipment, and yet I got badgered by the security officer on duty, by the city manager's office, well, by City Hall's office to come and tell me to keep moving my vehicle. And all I'm doing is setting up, trying to get ready, and I moved my vehicle over. Last Wednesday, when they had their press conference, they got free parking spots provided by the taxpayers. They got a building, nice air-conditioned building provided by the taxpayers. After they got through their press conference, which was early in the morning at 9 a.m., they all went into City Hall, could meet in there. They're not letting us into City Hall right now. They told us they can't go in because it's a private venue. This is the people's venue. This is the people's City Hall. And so we need to be able to be let in. Now we see some people are going in. Our supporters go in and talk to the mayor and city council about not passing this bad resolution. But the fact of the matter is, we've been canceled many times. And matter of fact, we have on first-hand witness that when Cheryl Scully was city manager, she told the president not to cover the San Antonio Family Association back in 2013. And so we continue to fight that and fight the cancel culture because we've been canceled. So when I say riled up, I mean get them notified and educated, because the San Antonio Family Association is a 501c3 nonprofit education organization. We're here to educate people. So education brings knowledge, brings power, and brings life to an argument. And so we need people to know what's going on. And too many people don't know what's going on in city council. They only know the mayor's perspective and the rest of us at this point. continue to encourage the elected officials to do what's right and good for the individual, for women, for families. And that is natural law. That is, when a woman gets pregnant, she has 9 months gestation. That baby she's sharing space with, it's no longer just her body, she's sharing space with another body. That body will try to migrate out of her body to breathe the free air. We're going to continue protecting those individuals at the local level, state level, and the national level, encouraging elected officials to do what's right and good for the individual, the woman, the child. Well, I wouldn't give you necessarily strategy from doing that. We'll be active in what we're doing. We have been, for 14 years, we've been standing peacefully in front of Planned Parenthood South Texas and Alma Reproductive Center on Fridays for over 14 years. We continue to do that every Friday. We'll continue being out there for women who come there looking for supposed help, and we'll provide them authentic help. We're out there, we have free help with San Antonio Holistic Life and carereferral.info. That women need to know about carereferral.info to get that help they need, all for free. We'll help them whatever they need. We'll remove any financial obstacle out of the way to say yes to life, to do what's good for their body and soul, and to help them give the natural delivery that's healthiest for them, and then have their options. If they want to raise a child, which would be great, we'll help them do that. If they don't, we'll help them find a good adopted parents. To life, no, there's no acceptance for abortion. And so simply there's a lot of misinformation about the case. And there's a lot that just came out that boy just came out, that boy was in a rape or was in a relationship. Those scenes what it looks like, and we get a lot of in the house. But there's a lot of still unknowns about that. But that child still, it's not healthy for her to have an abortion. Matter of fact, she has an equally devastating reality of being harmed through the abortion procedure as she does, much more so than having a child. Because but also you're still going to have to open her up to either suction the baby out, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about early on suction, where the suction rips the baby apart. And if we're talking about later, after 6 weeks, and you're talking about a D&E, a dilation and evacuation, we're talking about sitting in a knife called a scalpel inside the woman's vagina to cut the baby apart and then pull it out with forceps. So that is not healthy or safe for a 10-year-old girl either. And that's, as a matter of fact, more dangerous for her, because as terrible as it is, she was raped. She has not, her body is ovulating and going through that natural process of a woman's cycle for a reason. And she's already in that stage of her life where she can conceive and give birth. Her body has 9 months to get ready to give birth to that baby. And we still have C-sections available for women who can't deliver a natural delivery, vaginal delivery. They can have a C-section safely. She can do the same. Her body has 9 months to grow and to change with the baby, so she can have a safe delivery. So those doctors who are saying that are lying. And while I'm not a medical doctor, I can tell you, sticking a scalpel, it's a knife, it's forceps in to rip it, to cut the baby apart, to pull the baby out. It's much more dangerous for a 10-year-old girl than for her to go through 9 months of gestation, build up, ready to give birth to the baby, and the baby to migrate and go through birth so you can breathe the baby. So going back to how medicine has become politicized, we've seen that through Obamacare, we've seen that through COVID and the China virus, we've seen that through this whole pandemic, where medicine has been politicized and doctors have been encouraged and in medical school to believe that abortion is just another ordinary procedure. It is the most profitable elective surgery in the city, in the United States of America and the world. I can tell you, the mayor himself and former city councilman Roberto Trevino and made fallacious comparisons to abortion being the same thing as LASIK eye surgery, and how aggravating and outrageous a statement like that is that they made back in 2015 when he was seeing to it that 2140 Babcock, Planned Parenthood South Texas New Ambulatory Surgery Center, was allowed to violate 5 objective zoning laws of the city of San Antonio and be compared to LASIK eye surgery. Okay, understand. Well, we got a chair around here somewhere. Yeah, let's go here. You want to go to that locker? Got it? Okay. We're in the middle of an interview here, and pray for the Central ExpressNews reporter. She got a little heat spell right there, so let her catch it. We'll see if we got a bottle of water. And but Gabrielle from Life Choices would like to talk about the 10-year-old girl that's been talked about so much, and her being raped and then being moved out of state to go procure an abortion. Let's talk about that real quick.
It's really unfortunate that it's politicized, of course, and it's being used to say that in the case of rape, this young girl was being denied. The initial denial for the abortion didn't happen as a result of her pregnancy. It happened because CPS needed to do an investigation regarding that rape. It was the mother's boyfriend, and he has subsequently been arrested for that rape. There were other children in the household too at the same time, and none of them were removed. This was an effort to remove the evidence of a rape from a household that needed to be under investigation. It is so heinous that this 10-year-old was used in this manner. For a 10-year-old who is pregnant, our medical director assures us that 9 times out of 10, that pregnancy would never end up being a viable pregnancy. They did not wait. They did not consult medical care. The initial reaction was just to whisk her off to hide evidence. And that's unfortunate that it's being used right now in this city hall as evidence of a need for abortion.
You know, what we need the public to know, tell me if this is correct, but the most dangerous and most susceptible place for a young person to be, a child to be in a house or an apartment is with the mother and their boyfriend.
Yes, it is. We see it all the time. The statistics are there.
Do you have a number?
Needed to be investigated, and that child needed to be taken away from that family and protected for her own sake.
Or text me if you want.
Politicized.
Sorry, you're going to be okay?
Did not allow that.
Okay. Take care of yourself.
And that's an unfortunate situation.
So what we need to do is, the best thing we can do is make sure that women are secure in themselves, the healthier, mentally, physically, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually healthier, that they're healthier after they give birth to a baby, no matter how they conceived.
Yes.
That's the healthiest thing she can do is give birth. And whether she adopts a child or keeps the child and raises the child.
And those are things that we definitely discuss with them, because they have the right to know all of their options. They have a right to know what the state offers for them, which is a lot. They have a right to make an informed decision. And in most cases, women that are going to abortuaries are not getting the information they need. They're being lied to.
Yeah. And so once we get them, then they're more mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually secure. They can have healthy relationship with a man, and hopefully their husband will or become their husband. Then the children have a much more secure in their household, where they're not going to be raped.
Right.
And we're going to have a strong nuclear family, and we're going to have a stronger community as a result, and we're going to have prosperity as a result.
One story that when I first started volunteering at Life Choices, before I became a CEO, we had a young woman who was doing Bible study to her diapers, and that's what we do. You don't have to. You can come in and just do counseling for her diapers, and she decided that's what she wanted to do. It was her first pregnancy. She was involved with a young man who was not involved in the right things in life, drugs, alcohol, things like that. But she started doing this Bible study at home. And he started looking over her shoulder. And then he said, "What are you doing?" And she shared the Bible study with him. It was only a few months later that he said, "We may need to pick out a church." Then they picked out a church together. This is a young woman who saw no future with this man. She was going to do it on her own. And he ended up leading the Bible studies.
Fantastic.
He ended up picking a church. He ended up getting married. And now they have 3 children. They have a family where they've broken a cycle. He no longer allows people in his house that are not good for his family.
Excellent. And it's,
He's taken over as the leadership of his family because his wife had the courage to say, "This is the direction I want to go."
and that cycle, part of that cycle is not only the abuse of women and children, but it's also getting out of generational poverty.
Generational poverty, generational addiction, all of that was broken by one woman saying, "I need to get diapers, and this is how I'm going."
Right. And so they can find out more information from y'all at Life Choices,
LifeChoices-SA.com.
lifechoices-sa.com. And so thank you so much for being out here. And we truly want to make sure that women know that there are lots of resources available. What all services y'all provide for women?
Resources. We offer full comprehensive medical for women. We do Healthy Texas Women. We sign women up for pregnancy Medicaid when they are pregnant, so that all of their medical expenses are taken care of by the state. We live in a great state of Texas who wants to take care of women and families. We offer them prenatal care if they cannot find an obstetrician, but we refer to obstetricians because we know that's going to be great care for them. We also offer them material assistance. So we ask all of our women, what are 3 things that will take this pregnancy from being a crisis for you to being